Chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. Text number 1. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashrita Karmaphalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yah Sa Sannyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Na Chakriyah. So, translation is, Krishna says, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life. And he is a true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So in the very beginning, Krishna is saying what is the main important thing is the activity, not the external. So generally what we see, somebody who is renounced means he has given up everything and sort of is in forest. But if somebody is working, but is unattached to the fruits of work and working just as a duty, he is also renounced order of life. He is also a sannyasi and yogi. Later, Krishna says that. So this dhyana yoga is ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga means ashta anga. So we have seen the absolute truth is in the three stages: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So Jnana yoga is the people who wants to achieve Brahman. They are Jnani. And those who want to basically meditate on the Paramatma feature, they are called yogis. So they do Ashtanga yoga. So for that, they do this Ashtanga means Yama, Niyama, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So previously they have to, there are two rungs of this, two stages of this Ashtanga yoga. The first is they have to find a place, and further it will come. So first stage is they have to come to the Pratyahar stage to remove the senses from the sense objects. And then they have to start meditation. So one who is very accomplished in this stage, he advances to the another stage, Arurupsu. Right? So we'll see that. But interestingly, Srila Prabhupada, in the very beginning of his purport, says that this eightfold yoga system, which means to control the senses and mind, is very difficult in Kali Yuga. So people of Kali Yuga will never be able to do this. So better is to do Karma Yoga, that is actioning Krishna consciousness, which we have seen in fifth chapter. So why he gives a reason? Because the Dehadhari Jeev or the bodily conception is so much into the human beings in the Kali Yuga rather, and it's very difficult to do any kind of austerities and to stay alone. And now there are no forests also where you can stay alone. So this yoga system is not for the Kali Yuga. And interestingly, the last paragraph Prabhupada writes that the mystic yogi who practices the yoga system with a half open eye, ceasing all the material activities, he also desires something. What is that? So what is the desire of yogis? Anybody else? What is huh? Anybody? What do yogi do? What Gyanis? What is the Gyanis?
Knowledge, acquire knowledge.
No, and what to do with that knowledge? What is their goal? Huh?
No, to find out the soul's, the purpose of the soul, but they don't engage in the service of Krishna.
So where they land? Huh? Brahman first, Brahman, you know. So Gyanis come in two categories, Mayavadi and Brahmavadi. So their goal is Brahman, get out of this bodily conception because body gives problem, birth, old age, disease, and death, and relationship. So I am not this Aham Brahmasmi. What is the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi? I am not this body, I am soul. So their goal is to attain Brahman, liberation. So what do yogis do? What is the aspiration of yogis?
To be along with the Lord.
By meditating on
Paramatma.
Paramatma, what they are aspiring. Yog Siddhis. Yogis means our Durvas Muni could actually fly to Vaikuntha. Can you imagine? Do we have any airplane? No airplane is required. He's a yogi. पंथास्तु कोटि शतवत्सर संप्रगम्यो वायो रथापि मनसो मुनि पुंगवाना सोप्यस्त यत् प्रपद सिद्धि अविचिन्त्य तत्वे गोविंद मादि पुरुषम तमम भजामि. So he doesn't need any aeroplane. He flew with the speed of mind, not wind also, mind. But I mean, Durvasmuni could go to Vaikuntha and see. Generally, most probably, when they do Prabhupada writes further that they fall for Yoga Siddhi and they aspire to go to higher planets, Brahma Loka, Jana Loka, Tapa Loka, Brahma Loka. But those who actually focus on Paramatma and they develop the loving relationship, I mean, some attraction, they can go to Vaikuntha, but it's very rare. So, so what Prabhupada is writing is having a desire to even have a moksha also. So Prabhupada writes here, moksha is there. But to have this desire to have a moksha is also biggest material desire because there is no why. So what is the nature of soul? To serve Krishna only. So mame vamso jiva loke jiva bhutasana. So soul can serve to entire humanity, but he will be dissatisfied. Only when he is connected with Krishna. Yoga means next verse says connecting with to Krishna, connecting with Krishna. So we don't get confused that the the impersonalists they do sort of yagya and they want to do go back to Brahman, and the yogis also they do mystic yogi also they do. So just like it is like a stepwise upgradation, that's like 10th, 12th, and then PhD, something like that. So even yogis may also land in Brahman also, but most probably they are uh, mesmerized with the power yoga siddhi. Then they act in this material world only. So anyway, so Krishna, Prabhupada writes that it is also biggest material desire to get rid of and to get a moksha. But a person acting in Krishna consciousness works for the satisfaction of Krishna. So that is his actual nature, real position, Swarup Siddhi, without self-interest. Anya Bilashita Shuddham Jnana Karmadi Anavru. So Prabhupada writes what is his criteria? The criteria of success is satisfaction of Krishna. So the definition of perfect sannyasi or perfect yogi is, what is the definition? His criteria of success is, does Krishna get satisfied by my service? That is the only criteria. Whether I am in a very difficult situation, that doesn't matter. That is perfect yogi. So sannyasi and yogi, they are same. So but yoga means who is working. And here sannyasi means he renounces sort of activities maybe, but the criteria is to satisfy Krishna. यम संन्यासम इति प्राहुर योगम तम विद्धि पांडवः नहि संन्यस्त संकल्पो योगी भवति कश्चन. So Prabhupada at the end writes how Lord Chaitanya, the highest perfectional symbol of renunciation, says What is this prayer? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, kavitam va jagadish kamana. Mama janmani janmani ishware bhavatat bhakti. So that is what a soul should aspire. I need only service, nothing material. Na dhanam, na janam, na. This is perfection of renunciation. This word is, renunciation, say sannyas is sort of same thing. So nahi sannyasta sankalpa yogi bhavati kasyan. So what is renunciation is same as yoga only. What is the meaning? Linking with Krishna. So for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. So perfection in yoga or renunciation or sannyas will never happen unless one he desires, renounces his personal self-interest. There are only two ways. Either you work for self-interest or Krishna's interest. Even we want to please another living entity, that is also extended self-interest only. That also comes in the category of self-interest. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that Krishna conscious devotee doesn't have to do all these activities, the Ashtanga Yoga, to control the mind and senses. Because he has no opportunity to engage his senses in any other activity. He is completely into serving Krishna. How I can engage my senses only to serve Krishna. So there is no other way his senses will be attracted. So simultaneously, Krishna conscious person is sannyasi and yogi also. So the purpose of knowledge and restraining the senses, which are, so Jnani means to attain knowledge, and yogi means to control the senses. But Bhakta doesn't do anything. He just serves Krishna and automatically gets knowledge and his senses are controlled. So he is automatically Jnani and yogi also. That's why one Bhakta devotee tries to understand, connect with Krishna by active devotional service, and automatically he understands Paramatma and Brahman relations. So janayati ashu vairagyam jnanam tat ahetukam. So when a devotee does what? Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. When you do bhakti, automatic jnana and vairagya are byproduct of bhakti. So this is what one should do. So Prabhupada, the real aim of living entity is to give up all selfish satisfaction and to be prepared for satisfy the supreme. So now there are two stages. Now, anyway, see the flow of verses will go as Dhyana Yoga, but a purport will only hammer into Bhakti only. So we have to understand that Dhyana Yoga, this, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara is also very beneficial for devotee also, because we are also having a problem, mind and senses. Prabhupada is writing about the pure devotee, those who are completely surrendered. But in Kali Yuga, we are trying to surrender. So we will all have these kind of problems. So we also have to take this as suppose we take a tuition, okay? Or a devotee is there, but he will have dental problem. So he had to go to dentist. वो नहीं बोलता harekrishna chant करो, dental problem. No. Similarly, so we have to control our mind and senses, but our main goal is not for attaining, the yoga siddhi and all. So we cannot discard this, but we should not rely on this Ashtanga Yoga. Are you getting it? The principle should be taken, not the process. Sucho deshe, ek do baita udhar, alone in the forest. That's not needed. So two stages. Aru rukshor muner yogam karma karanam uchyate. Yoga rudasya tasyeva shama karanam uchyate. The initial neophyte person cannot do this initially. Control immediately the mind and senses. So he is into Arurukso Yoga. So now we are talking about the yoga ladder. Yoga ladder means ladder we use to go to the top, to the some higher place, right? So ladder has a different rungs, like one, two, three, so many. So generally we see well, whoever takes birth in the material world, first rung is animalistic lifestyle. No Vedas. Everything is like I will satisfy my senses. So animalistic lifestyle is the basic first rung. But then Vedic standard, he accepts Vedas. He I have to achieve something that I have to satisfy few individuals who are representatives of Krishna. Vedas give so many sacrifices. So he said, do 6 months, 1 year, some sacrifice, then you will get something benefit. So that is Sakama Karma Yoga, you can say. So yoga, we can't say Sakam Karma Yoga. Wherever we are seeing yoga means that Sakama Karma Yoga means he is doing that, but he is trying to understand, trying to connect with Krishna also. Yoga means to connect Krishna. If there is no yoga means it is Sakam Karma. Karma means then he will have to be affected by whatever good or bad, whatever he is doing. But yoga means that he is trying to now come to Nishkam Karma Yoga. Next step is Nishkam Karma Yoga. So he may do everything, but he will not ask for any fruit from that work. And then comes Jnana Yoga. That is the basic. So Vedas expect everybody to come to Jnana Yoga first. This is the first ladder. But generally, as a Kali Yuga progresses, we have to see this also. At least do some work. Sakam kar. So, bola, Are, I can't do this seva because what will be, I will be getting. So, ठीक है, तुमको 4 गुलाब जामुन ज्यादा मिलेगा. So, okay, then I'll do that. So, that is Sakam Karma Yoga. But later you will say, no, I don't want anything. I will serve only. But serving only I'll get. But I will serve only, this prasad serving. You don't tell me to stand on the gate to do security or do shoe stall, or bartan ghasna, whatever. So that is, he is doing Nishkam Karma, but still it's not perfect Bhakti Yoga. Why? Attachment to is that word. So he is still attachment to your body and bodily conscious, bodily plane. But that's good. Then Sakam Karma Yoga. Right? And later, after a long time, it becomes okay, Anya Vilashita Shunya. Wherever Guru puts me, I will do that. Because all sevas are whom you are serving? Krishna only. So Krishna doesn't say, oh, he is a lower kind and he is a higher because he is close to me. No. Krishna is ulta. Krishna says, who is serving something which is actually, nobody is actually trying to serve. I mean, nobody is going in that direction. Oh, that must be I will give him more mercy. Rather. Because what is Krishna expecting from us? From service? In Namrata, yes, selflessness, and he is seeing that how he is humble that I am getting opportunity to serve you somehow, any. So that attracts. So because he is in our heart, so he knows what is our intention, so what is going on in the life. So he says, oh, no, whichever service is there, at least I have service. So that is my only, actually, the opportunity to connect with Krishna. So then, Nishkam Karma, then basically they'll. The Nishkam means, just like we are not gone to this middle portion, 7 to 12, where Krishna gives different ranks that, okay, you can come to me like that. Whenever we give up what? The result of our activity, that is charity, sort of charity is, then we are eligible to gain that knowledge about Krishna because now we are becoming purified. So that's why Krishna says, whatever, start, generally you should give 50%, take a 1%, 2%, because that giving up, tyaga. So Krishna in 12th chapter says, even if you don't, suppose they say, okay, Krishna conscience ko mat do. So you at least give to hospital, some beggar. Give your hard-earned money or whatever fruit or that will actually make yourself eligible to attain knowledge, transcendental knowledge, little by little. So then Nishkam Karma Yoga, sort of, then we can act, I mean, see, simultaneously now we are saying uh, Bhakta may start with Sakam Karma Yoga, then Jnani also, Gyan and then, so for Bhakta there is no Gyan and Ashtanga Yoga separately. He bypasses it and directly go to Bhakti Yoga because he's doing Bhakti Yoga only. But that Bhakti Yoga is a higher rung than Gyan and Ashtanga Yoga. But normally we see a yoga ladder, then Nishkam Karma, after Nishkam Karma it will come Jnana Yoga. So Jnani is, they will completely give up all sense gratification. No attachment to body at all. They will see, they will gain a knowledge about who am I? Am I earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego? No, I am soul. Are you getting me? So soul doesn't belong to this material world. Soul belongs to spiritual world. Their idea about spiritual world is Brahman. Brahman means effulgence, impersonal, unmanifest. Because manifest means problem. I am manifest, he is manifest, so manifestation is problem, unmanifested Brahmasmi. Later, but the yogi, he goes higher, that no, there is, I am soul, I am also Brahman, so soul is also Brahman, because he goes to Brahman, he is a spirit, Brahman is a spirit. But there is Param Brahman also, who resides within our heart, scripture says. So let me focus myself, meditate on that. That is Ashtanga Yoga. So his dharana is Paramatma. Dharana means pakad ke rakhna, ek object. And then dhyan karna. And then become samadhist. Samadhi means you are with that object in the sense, but not merging. Samadhi means uh, 100% meditation. That is samadhi. You know. So yogi get, by that what they do, what they get, Ashtasiddhi, mystic yoga practice. Because see, restraint, sense restraint means power. What is the result of restraining the senses? You automatically get power. So there, pratyahar means all the senses are restrained. So automatically all those power comes. So in the process, what happens? I mean, after days, whatever. So they utilize this power. So Bhakti Yogi and then last is Bhakti Yoga. That is the highest rank where we have a Bhagavan realization. Where Bhagavan resides in Golok Vrindavan, his planet, with his Nitya Siddhas. He has nothing to do with what is happening in the material world. N number of Brahmandas are there. N numbers of living entities are there as a prisoners. Nitya Baddha. But still out of mercy, he descends to this and to encourage us by showing his pastimes. He said, "Oh, don't stay here. There is no restriction. You come there like that." So this is the ladder, Animalistic lifestyle, Sakam Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. But the devotee directly can do Bhakti Yoga, and then by his intention, we can identify where he stands. Sakam, Nishkam, or pure unalloyed Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So here it is said, the beginning of the ladder is yoga rurukshu stage. The beginning of Ashtanga Yoga is yoga rurukshu. So even the yogi also have he gains knowledge. So the yoga rurukshu stage means jnana yoga basically that, and the highest rung is called yoga rude stage. So we can see that Ashtanga yogi, one who starts practicing yama, don't do this, niyama, do this, then asan, and then he does pranayam. And when he is expert in that pranayam and pratyahar, then that takes him to yoga ruda stage. So yoga ruda stage, of course, yoga aruda stage. Till that time he is yoga rurukshu stage. And then his practice of meditation becomes steady. Takes 4. यदा हि नेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्म स्वनुसज्जते सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी yogarudastadochyate. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in futile acts. So, Arurukshu stage, you have to work because you are not yet have control on mind and senses. So, you have to work. But Yoga Rudas stage, Shama Karana Uchyate. He doesn't have to work because now he has complete control on his mind and sense. So Prabhupada writes that, but Krishna conscious person can do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna, thereby be perfectly detached from sense gratification. But yogi, even though he does not act, but because he is not connected with Krishna, he will be materially contaminated, like yogic siddhi sort of. So now these are very important aspects about any transcendentalist. Transcendentalist means his first challenge is to control mind. So senses, of course, but the mind is the sixth sense. With Adhyaksha, mind only actually drives all the senses, right? So to control the mind is very important. So he says, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet Atmeva hi Atmano Bandhur Atmeva Ripur Atmana. So one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is a friend of conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So our body structure, we know everybody that the true ego of a soul is I am Krishna Das. Right? Krishna Das, and he was. But the false ego, what is false ego? Huh?
To be the controller.
To I am the enjoyer. I am replacing Krishna. So the place is changed, but here the identity is I प्रकृति क्रियमाणे गुणे कर्माणे सर्वशः अहंकारा विगूढ़ात्मा करता हम मैंने कमाया है. So the false ego is there. So he is the driver. He is not in the picture. He never comes into the picture. But his chela is mind. And intelligence is actually has to be strengthened with the knowledge of scriptures that what is to be done, what is not to be done. This is so there are 3 type of karma. Vihit karma, we have seen. Vihit karma means ordained by Shastra. We have to do this. But within that, a soul will have a kamya karma. Kamya karma means I want to do extra something because I like it. Now that liking may differ. Somebody will like to have scuba diving. Somebody will say, I'll just sit in the library. I mean, that is apart from doing what is been told, kamya karma. है कि नहीं? But that kamya karma should be within the jurisdiction of that vihit karma. That is, otherwise it will go to nishiddha karma. Nishiddha karma means restricted by the Vedas. It will degrade us. Uddhare. So we should at least stop till kamya karma. In the sense, we should have our desires within the limitation of vihit karma. For example, we are told that chant 16 rounds, read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, attend classes, do some service, fine. But I have spare time now, so what should I do? So he says, I will go to gym, I will go to swimming. So that's fine. Again, it's good for health, mind fresh. Again, but within that, sorry, somebody say, okay, but let me, I chant in the morning, but let me go to swimming in the morning only. Acha, chanting बाद में करता. That is not going to help ourselves to develop our Krishna consciousness, right? But somebody will say, okay, I'll do Nishiddha Karma means that 4 activity में break करता हूँ. So that will never help us in progress in this. Getting me? So like that, so why we have explained this? Because false ego wants to do Nishiddha Karma only. He doesn't want any constraint because he has to follow that there in the spiritual world. That's why he came here. So, over the n number of lifetimes, the whatever we have done, mind has all the data. Where false ego has got, and false ego has a data. I mean, he knows. He Nishiddha Karma only gives him happiness. False ego, because false ego means I am the enjoyer. Now, when in human form of life, we have to strengthen our intelligence to always take to shelter of sattva guna. The senses may go to tama guna only. The intelligence, just we know that we are going to temple now for class. So somebody say, oh, I mean, so picture that classes होता है. So somebody, but intelligence should say, अरे बाबा, that where I mean, what you are doing, you should pull him to Krishna consciousness. Are you getting me? So there is always a fight between. So are we strengthening the mind or intelligence? So there is a with allegorical understanding about this, that a body is like a chariot and the soul is a passenger. Hmm? The intelligence is, what is the intelligence? The chariot driver. Senses are horses and the rein is mind. So senses pull. I mean, senses actually wants to go astray here and there. So intelligence should be so strong to keep them on the right path. That's why it's only the soul will be having a happy journey. He will be having comfortable journey. Otherwise, the horses may take him to the wrong path. Getting me? So, if you see that our intelligence is weak and senses are very strong, and the reins are actually, he can't hold the reins also. What will happen? The passenger will go toss. I mean, go for a toss. So this is our situation. So now the Guru Sadhu Shastra will give an inspiration opportunity to strengthen the mind so much that mind will become our friend. Mind is like a Maharaj gives one class. There are two dogs. Good dog, bad dog. So whoever we feed more, he will become stronger. So mind can become a friend. Just like see, if you are performing devotional service for a long time, then mind will give you idea also. I mean, or we can do better like this. If it becomes friend, if your intelligence is strong, then mind will actually guarantee if you do this like that, but better. But if he is an enemy, if he is a chela of a false ego, then he will give you wrong idea only if intelligence is not strong. So Krishna is saying this. Now we have to always understand and we should be on the same page. Who is speaking this word? Krishna Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. So the purpose of yoga system is to control the mind and draw it away from attachment to sense only. That is the yoga. But generally, what is happening to yoga now? Yoga we do for gymnastics. So the body becomes flexible. That is not a yoga. Yoga means to restrain the senses from sense only. It is stressed herein that the mind must be trained so that it can deliver the conditioned soul from the mire of misery. So there is a very nice verse. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandham mokshayo bandhaya vishaya sango mukte nirvishayam manaha. So even in Bhagavatam, there is a verse that Nayam jano me sukha dukha hetu na devatatma graha karma kala manah param karanam amananti sansara chakram parivartayedya. So there is a Bhagavatam verse, you can later find out. So what is this Brahmana saying? That we say, oh, she is the cause or he is the cause of my distress. He says, no, Nayam Jano Me Sukha Dukha Hetu. My happiness and distress is not because of somebody else's activity. Na Graha Karma Kalah. Kal, no Nakshatra, nothing. Then who is the cause? Manah Param Karanam. Because of mind, Samsara Chakram Parivarta. हम लोग we keeps on coming into this cycle of birth and death because of. So how it is very so mind is the cause of bondage or liberation. So how we will get liberation? If we bandhaya vishaya sango. I mean, if we become vishaya sangi, then we will be bound to this material life. But muktai, liberation, with nirvishayam mana. Get your mind out of this attachment to sense. But it is very difficult to just pratyahar, remove, oh, I don't want this. No, no, no. You have to actively engage your senses in Krishna's service. There is only one way because senses will act. Senses means they will act. The only way to purify them is engage them constantly in service. Then the mind will become trained. यार ये तो सुन ही नहीं रहा. The mind is like a software. How you develop it, he will act like that. Even though it is very corrupted, still we can actually recondition it. We can rewrite the software. For that, we need intelligence. We have to utilize intelligence. How to train the mind. So in Bhagavatam, there is also one verse. Krishna only tells to Uddhava. The mind is like a wild horse. Have you seen wild horse? Wild horse never allow anybody to sit on him. You try, he will actually kick you. How to train it? So Krishna says, try to understand his nature. Just see the mind first, your own mind, how it works. What are the sense objects which makes him wild? Or what are the sense? I mean, what are sense objects which makes him wild and mild? So just like, so if you try slowly try to understand, and when he tries to go here and there, so don't pull him too much. You will fall with the horse only. So let him go and then pull him. Let him go and pull him. And slowly bring him onto the right path. That is the only way to tame the wild horse. Now we have to find out how much wild is our mind now. Accordingly, we have to, just like example is given, when brahmachari was telling that, oh, no sweet, harekrishna. So for 1 month he has, so many sweets were there every day. He said, no sweets. Everybody was eating, sumptuously. Then after 1 month, he saw too much. Then he had something like this much glass, 27 glasses of rabdi. I mean, that sweet rice. Abhi bahut ho gaya. What has happened? The mind has revolted. मेरे को दबा के रखा. Now I will show you my power. So Krishna says, don't do that. Slowly tame your. Tell him that you are his friend and make him your friend. So bandhuratmat manastasya yenatmaivatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve vartitatmaiva shatruva. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of them. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. In fact, then later the soul will have no freedom at all. Like a drug addicts. Have you seen drug addicts? They have no freedom. They can't live without that drugs. Big guy. So that kind of situation may happen when we make our mind our greatest enemy. And the astonishing thing is, mind is such a powerful entity. He will disguise as your best friend, like Shakuni, but he will make you work as, I mean, he will degrade you only. The result is he will show you that how much inimical he is to your real self-interest of serving Krishna. He will disguise, oh no, nothing happened, just like a cigarette pill or anything. I'm just saying. So that is the power of mind. So we have to gradually conquer the mind. So Prabhupada here says that unless the mind is controlled, the practice of yoga is simply a waste of time. And one who cannot control his mind lives always with the greatest enemy. So enemy can anytime kill you, if you are living with the enemy. So uh, the so as long as one's mind remains with unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictation of the six anarthas. So mind has six friends. He will six friends in the sense he will actually utilize our energy to satisfy them. Lust, anger, greed, avarice, illusion. So real yoga practice entails meeting the Paramatma within the heart and then following his dictation. For one who takes to Krishna consciousness directly, perfect surrender to dictation of the Lord follows automatically. So Bhakti Yoga is very simple. Why? Because we have so many, so much of support. Help from so many people. Krishna directly helps. There are so many experienced senior devotees will guide us how to do that. That facility is not available for yogis. They have to come themselves to the yoga ruda stage. And of course, Paramatma actually guides everybody all the time. He's like two birds. One is wants to eat, but he will tell, don't do this, or do this. But whether we are hearing that bird or not, that decides. So Uh, it's like everyday practice. But for this is very easy for bhakta and very difficult for yogis. This is what Krishna is saying.